हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू थर्ड ईयर गाइड। और अगर आपने इस वीडियो पे क्लिक किया है तो मैं समझता हूँ कि आप नल्ले हैं, आपको कुछ नहीं आता, तो आपके पास जॉब भी नहीं है या फिर आप जॉब स्विच करना चाहते हैं। तो मैं आपके लिए लेके आ रहा हूँ एक 150 क्वेश्चन की सीरीज नीटकोड 150, जो कि एक फेमस लिस्ट है इंडिया में भी और इंडिया के बाहर भी। अ, आपको ये रोड मैप दिख जाएगा इस वेबसाइट पे जाओगे तो। तो पहले मैं आपको बता दूं कि मैं मेरा यूट्यूब नेम थर्ड ईयर का इसलिए क्योंकि मैं थर्ड ईयर कॉलेज का हूँ और मैं भी निकला हूँ, मुझे भी कुछ नहीं आता और मेरे पास भी जॉब नहीं है। तो इसीलिए मैं अपनी खुद की ग्रोथ के लिए और मेरे जैसे और भी लोगों की ग्रोथ के लिए ये सीरीज लेके आ रहा हूँ, जिसमें हम अगले 150 दिनों में 150 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे, जो कि ये सीरीज में है। और इन्होंने एक रोड मैप भी प्रोवाइड कर रखा है जिसमें हर एक पैटर्न के अलग अलग क्वेश्चंस इन्होंने दे रखे हैं। सो our first question in our Neetcode 150 series is contains duplicate. So we are going to solve it. First of all, if we are sitting in an interview, we would like to give a brute force solution. So brute force solution is a solution which is the most simple solution that we are thinking. Okay, but it is not efficient solution. There are many more efficient solutions existing, but we are first trying to give a simple way. Okay, so अगर हमारे पास nums of I है, if we have this array, it is not sorted. Okay, it is just in an example. Let's say if I have 3 here and 1 here. Okay, this is just a sorted example, but they haven't said anywhere that it is a sorted. So we will take an unsorted array. What will be the most brute force solution? Okay, to check if this array contains a duplicate or not. First of all, we will take this value 3. Okay, and we will check in our whole array that if a 3 exists, like if another 3 exists. So if this is the 3 we are taking, we will need to check in this part of the array if there is another 3 existing. Like we will check 2. Okay, we will go here, we will check if 2 is equal to 3. No. Then we will move ahead and we will check for 1. If 1 is equal to 3, we will say no. Okay, so then we will go to 3. If 3 is equal to 3, yes, so we will say that there is another 3 in our array, so we will return a true. But let's say there is no 3 here and this value is 1. Okay, so we will take this 3 and we will check 2, 1, 1. So there is no 3 in this array. So what we will say is that there is no 3 in this array, just move ahead. Okay, then we will fix this value 2 and we will check in the remaining array. We will not check in the whole array. Okay, we will check in the remaining array. If we are taking this value, we will check in this part of the array that is starting from the next index, not in the whole array, because we have already checked this 3 and now we are moving. Now we are sure that there is no 3 in this array. Okay, now we will move ahead. We will check that if there is a 2 in the array. So this is the index where 2 is existing, and we will check further ahead that if there is 2. Okay, now we will check in the further part of the array. This is the further part of the array after the 2. Is there 2 existing? We will go here. 1 is equal to 2. No. 1 is equal to 2. No. Okay, then we will move ahead and fix 1 now. This is our index where we have set 1 as fixed element. Now we will check for the further part of the array. Is 1 is equal to 1? Yes, 1 is equal to 1, so we will say true. So how is this a brute force solution? Because example, what I'm trying to say is that first we search the whole array except this value, that if 3 is existing. Okay, we are saying that check the whole array. So for checking whole array, we would need n number of operations. For 3, we are doing this 1, 2, 3. Total elements are 4, right? total elements are 4, and for 3, for checking if there exists a 3, we are doing 3 operation, which is n minus 1, which is approximately equal to n. Okay, then for 2, we are again checking our whole array except these two values. So we are decreasing our search space by 1 every time. So n minus 2 this time. And now for fun, we are searching n minus 3 elements. Okay. So this will give us a total of n into, we are searching the elements for n, approximately n we will say. So this will give us O of n square time complexity. Okay, so this is not recommended because they are also recommended time and complexity. They are saying that you should aim for a solution with big O of n space. This is obviously not a big O of n because big O of n तो यही हो गया था ना जब हमने 3 के लिए सर्च किया था पूरा एरे, है ना, फिर उसके बाद हमने 2 के लिए हाफ किया, फिर 1 के लिए ये किया, तो ये बिग ऑफ एन स्क्वायर अप्रोक्सी इसकी टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी आ जाएगी. तो हाउ वुड वी सॉल्व दिस सॉल्यूशन क्वेश्चन? So first of all, we will try to run first array, first array I is less than n I plus plus, where n is our number of length. So n is our number of length. Then now if we are taking this for loop, it will run for ones, like first it will go to 1, then it will go to 2, then it will go to 3, and it will go to 4 index. Now for 1, we need to search this array, right? Like if our only 0th index, right? Let me show you 1, 2, 3, 3. This index is 0, this index is 1, this index is 2, this index is 3. Okay. Now we are on 0th index. First iteration 0th index, it is 1. We need to check for this 1, we need to check for this whole array. To run for this whole array, to search in this whole array, we need another for loop for int j is equal to, it will run from I plus 1, because if this is at 0th index, then we will search from 2 to n. Oh, sorry, 1 to n, right? Because if it is at 0, then we will search this space. So 1, 2, 3. So j is less than n, j plus plus. Now we say if nums of I, it means this element, nums of I is 1, is equal to the nums of j. Any of these integers, then we will say return true. It means 1 is duplicate value that is present in further ahead part of this array. So otherwise, if this does not exist, like for example, we will first search for 1 is equal to 2, then we will search 1 is equal to 3, and we'll search 1 is equal to 3. We will say no, 1 is not equal to any of these values. So this I part will move ahead and it will become 1. Now we don't care about this 0 and 1 before, because it is already searched. Now our array becomes like 1. On first index we have 2, so we will search for this 2 and check if there is a 2 lying in another part of the array. So we will check if 2 is equal to 3, we will say no. If 2 is equal to 3, we will say no. So this part is now gone and we are left with this search space. Now I become 2, so for 2 index we have 3 elements, okay? Then we will check if 3 is equal to j is equal to I plus 1. So 2 becomes, this I become 3, I become 2 and j become 3. So if 3 is equal to 3, we will say yes. So 3 is existing 2 times in our array, so we will return a tree. So this is the brute force approach that we will be using. Let's try to run it. Let me make sure it is 0 with initial. Yeah, should run now. Also, we need to return a false for the if this array does not contain any duplicate, this portion will not return true. Obviously, if there is no duplicate value, it will never return true. So we searched the whole space and we could not be able to find a duplicate value. So we will say we will return a false. Now try to run it. Okay, so this is true. So both of our cases are working. So this is the brute force solution, but what about the recommended way? They are saying we should aim for a solution with big of n space. Now this complexity is obviously time complexity of n square. Okay, n space complexity is constant, but they are recommending to aim for big of n time complexity as well as space complexity. How can we do that? But first of all, without using space, can we also reduce the time complexity? Yes, we can. How can we do that? By sorting. Okay, we know that this array is not sorted. In example, it is sorted, but they have not said anywhere that all the test cases will contain a sorted array. So let's say this array is not sorted. For example, how can we solve it if it is a sorted array? If it is a sorted array, then we only need big of n time complexity. How? If we say we will set this current element as nums of 0. We already know that this array is sorted. Okay, we will check for the next array. We will say we have set this current element as nums of 0. Let's say it is currently containing 1. Okay, then we will start looping from 2 for int I is equal to 1. Now this less than and I plus. I am starting my loop from first index, like from here. 2, 3, 3. This will search this space. Okay. Now we will check if current element is equal to amounts of I. We will check if 1 is equal to 2. Okay, is 1 equal to 2? We will say no, this is not the case. So if agar this will also be 1, we will say 1 is equal to 1. We will say yes, it is 1. So it is a duplicate value. So we will say return true. But if it is not the case, like 1 is equal to 2, no, this is not the case. So we will say current element is equal to nums of 1. What are we trying to say here? Now, if we are saying that 1 is equal to 2, no, this is not the case. We are making our current element as 2. Before that it was 1, right? When we started searching here, we said now it is 2. Now I will move further ahead and check if 2 is equal to 3. Is 2 equal to 3? No. So we will say 2 is not equal to 3. We will make it 3. Now again there is a 3. Now we'll check if 3 is equal to 3. We say yes, it is. So we will return a true. How it is working? How it is working? Were you able to get it? Let me explain you again. If we have this array, let's say I have this. Okay, this is a sorted array. 1, 2, 3 and 3. I am here. I know that if 1 is existing, if there is a 1 value, it will be lying ahead of me. Okay, if I am searching for this 1, this array is already sorted. I know that if the next element is present, it must be greater than 1, right? If it is not greater than 1, it must be 1. So in order to search for 1, I know that the next element is 1 or not. If it is a 1, then we have found the duplicate value. If no, we will go ahead and say that current element is 2 and search its next index. That is the whole intuition behind this. So we will say current element is 1, but we are saying that we are starting our for loop from here. We are saying that current element is this, and we are starting our search from here. We will say if 2 is equal to 1. No, this is not the case. We will say current is equal to 2. So now current is equal to 2. For loop will go ahead, and now it will check current's next element, which is 3. Is it are both equal? No. We will say current, make current equal to 3. So this will go ahead and we will check if current's next element is 3. We will say yes, current's next element is 3. So we will say yes, we have found a duplicate value. So we will return true. This is what we are doing in this code. So run. This will give an error. Just give an error. Try to run again. So now the screen turn. So it is running. But what about this? You should aim for a solution with big of n. Yeah. So they accepted it, but it will not run for every scenario because if array is not sorted, so we have to sort it here. Arrays dot sort nums. It will sort the array. In your programming language, it must be different. Now try to solve it using this. So for this, we have to take a space. Let's say we take a set as set of int. First of all, I will tell you how will it work. Let's say I have this. Okay, I have already here. Let's say I have this 1, 2, 3, 3. Now I will contain an empty set. I will check if I will run a for loop here. If I am at 1, I will say if set contains 1, I will say no. So I will add set here. Add 1 value in the set. This is a set. Then I will go to 2. I will say if our set contains 2, I will say no. So I will add 2 also. Then I will go to 3. I will say add it to our set as there is no 3 element in our set. Then we will go to 3 again. Not 3 at second index, but we will go to third index. There is 3 already. So we will check if 3 is already present in our set. We will say yes, it is present. So we will return a true, as we want to tell our method that duplicate is present. So this is a really simple solution. New set. This will be different in different languages. I think in Java it is only a set. Now for int num in nums. This is a fancy way of typing for int here. This is equivalent to for loop. So if set dot contains, I'm checking if set dot contains this num value, I will say return true. Otherwise, add it to our set. Else, at the end, we will return a false if we could not found a duplicate value. This is running. Let's try it further. Okay. It's after 100.